All right, so from looking at the lists, Wes is playing a Lugia single strike deck with a 1/1 line of Duraludon VMAX. Also has the Radiant Serena in there. And Zach is playing Goodra VSTAR. We're definitely excited to see this matchup here. And Zach is starting off with a mulligan here. Fun fact, you can actually limitless check Zach Laska on the right hand side. They have made day 2 at a handful of events in the past year or so. Yeah, I can. Just 30. Okay. All right, and they are off. Zach is starting off, has double battle pass in hand. Absolutely cracked here. Gonna go ahead and search the deck to find 2 basic Pokemon. We're gonna see a combination of things like Goodra, Greninja, and Comfey here. Checking all of the Pokemon available to them in this matchup. You want to be able to do as much lost boxing as you can on your first couple of turns with Goodra. Once you get to that Magic 7, the Mirage gates are open to the public to get that energy from the deck onto your Pokemon, and we are going to see a Radiant Greninja and a Comfey, and there is the second battle pass. Definitely going to be eyeballing up a Goodra here, and maybe even another Comfey depending on how many cards they have, or we're going to see the Cramorant hitting the board. Goodra for sure, and there is the Cramorant with that Lost Provisions ability, letting you spit instantly for free if you have 4 or more cards in the Lost Zone. Hisuian Goodra VSTAR is an absolute unit. It has blown up in popularity, especially in these best of 1 style events like League Challenges and most League Cups. Flower selecting is probably the next thing we're going to see here. Maybe even a concealed cards. There is the concealed cards. Discarding a water energy, drawing 2. Looks like they got a water and a belt. We're going to see the first flower selecting. Considering their choices here, sending a switch to the Lost Zone, keeping the water energy. They already have a switch in hand. Sending up the other Comfey for the second flower selecting. Getting rid of the Drapion. Definitely don't need that in this matchup for sure. And we might just see an attach and pass here from Zach at this point in time. Another Nest Ball, going for maybe another Comfey here, or a second Goodra. Second Goodra V hits the bench, guaranteeing that they're going to be able to have one into the following turns here. Now, you know, Lugia does need a turn to set up and evolve before they can use their V-Star Power Summoning Star to get the Fabled Archeops from the discard pile into play. Looking at these lists, they are pretty straightforward. Nothing too spicy here. And Zach is going to go ahead and pass it over to Wes, and we'll see what they start off with. Looks like another Lugia. They have a couple Archeops in their hand. There is a Nest Ball to start. I think I also saw a Tyranitar V being able to Unga Bunga hit really hard. And in this matchup, potentially that Duraludon could be Wes's best partner for these Lugia V-Stars, since Gmax Pulverization goes through any effects on the defending Pokemon, so you can actually just get over Rolling Iron's damage reduction. And Nest Ball does grab the Duraludon V, the single strike dragon type. Considering going back in here with a few more choices. No, it looks like they are just going to go ahead and shuffle up. Potentially going to see them bench another Lugia. Going second is a little bit rougher in this best of one style matchup. It's all about those going first coin flips. We could even see the impact energy being attached to the Duraludon V this turn. It looks like Wes has another Lugia V coming down to the bench here. Double Archeops, impact energy, boss's orders, Tyranitar in hand. There is that impact energy. It's basically a rainbow energy for single strike. I can't quite tell what the far back card in their hand is. And we could just see a pass back over. And no, a boss's orders into the Goodra to stall it out here so they can't use that flower selecting as often. We do see the Radiant Greninja's concealed cards discarding another water, and then they just draw two and pass it right back. They're definitely stuck. And the research. Oh, the gas from Wes here. Discarding that Tyranitar and double Archeops. Already had the Duraludon VMAX in hand. This could be crazy. If Wes can find the Lugia VSTAR this turn, we could start see G-Max Pulverization taking 2 prizes on this Goodra, already being super established here. It might come down to a coin flip on a Capturing Aroma, and there it is. Gonna pray for a heads in this instance. Going for the OG coin flip, and it is a heads, being able to search for any evolution Pokemon. Zach picks the coin up to double check it's not double-sided. And there is the Lugia V-Star evolving into the active position. We're going to see the Summoning Star V-Star power, being able to put 2 colorless Pokemon without rule boxes from your discard pile onto the bench, and there is 2 copies of Archeops who have the Primal Turbo ability. It lets you accelerate energy from the deck, not just any energy, special energy, giving you a whole mess of options. We could potentially just see this Lugia get a double Turbo this turn, and retreat into the Duraludon, who can start using that G-Max Pulverization for 220 damage to KO this Goodra and really take the lead here. Considering options here, looking through the deck with that Primal Turbo. Eyeballing down that gift energy potentially here. And a double Turbo. V-Guard energy coming down to the Duraludon. Interesting selection here. And then Primal Turbo number 2. They might even already have what they need in hand. V-Guard energy is super interesting to see on to this Duraludon, mostly because it's going to take 30 less damage from Zach's main attacker Goodra VSTAR, putting it down to only 170. So still technically a 2-shot, but we'll see what happens. Another impact energy as well. That's both Primal Turbos taken care of. So if they have access to a switch card in their hand this turn, we're definitely going to see a 2-prize KO on their second turn. And that turn 1 boss's order stall really paid off for Wes here. And yeah, there's the turn attach of the double Turbo. Here comes the Duraludon VMAX. Anything else from Wes? I don't believe they can do much else. But yeah, G-Max Pulverization taking 2 prize cards. Zach is going to promote that Comfy with flower selecting and start getting more cards into the Lost Zone. They do look like they have a choice between a Colress and a Pokegear. They took the Pokegear in this situation. Maybe looking for a Melanie to get energy. They find a boss's orders, but there is a Melanie right there. And attach a water from the discard pile on to the Goodra. It's definitely the right call in this situation. Being able to attack with Goodra is a little bit more important right now than getting cards in the Lost Zone, because you are already so far behind in tempo, only having 3 cards in the Lost Zone. We need 7 to be able to fully access the Mirage Gates. And there is the Melanie on to the Goodra. Gonna go ahead and draw 3 cards. Finds the Metal Energy, finds a Rope, and another Melanie as well. There is the V-Star. There's the turn attachment. And we are going to see the Beach Court giving Comfy the option to retreat for free. Here comes the Goodra VSTAR, and we are going to see that Rolling Iron for 170 damage because of the Duraludon VMAX having that attachment. Oh, but Zach also has the Choice Belt, so they're going to be able to just do a flat 200 here regardless to the Duraludon. Setting up a 2-shot, and we'll see what West decides to continue with. It looks like they top deck a Lumineon for turn. I think I see a Serena, some single strike energies, gift energy as well. They're definitely going to have to load up some alternative attackers in this situation. They only do play a 1/1 line of the Duraludon according to their deck list. First Primal Turbo looking through, and looks like we're going to see the single strike energies. Could they potentially reach all the way up due to the numbers needed? 2 single strike energies on to the Duraludon. They already have 1 there, so that's an additional 60 damage on the 220. That makes it 280. And G-Max Pulverization goes through any effects on the defending Pokemon, so Rolling Iron does not reduce the damage in this situation. It's just going to go through, and that's going to be another 2 prizes for Wes. Absolutely insane. We could even consider seeing a concession here from Zach if things can't turn around at this point. Turn attaching the gift energy. The maximum greed coming from West this game is insane to see. Even following up with the Judge reducing the hand size of Zach down to 4 cards. They will be able to start using things like Flower Selecting and or Concealed cards, depending on what they draw or find from those first Flower Selectings in their hand. But this Duraludon is just proving to be an insane asset in this matchup with all of those single strike energies, which can just be recurred because of Urn of Vitality. Put them right back into the deck and then use Primal Turbo all over again. Both players now have 4 cards in hand from that Judge. And Wes is going to replace the Beach Court with a Mesa Goza. Gonna go ahead and go for the coin flip. Tails this time, not quite as lucky as that Capturing Aroma earlier on in the game. Getting into the Beach Court and restricting Zach down to 4 cards is definitely a power move here from Wes. And there is the turn attachment since that gift energy came from a Primal Turbo. Choice Belt as well on to the Lugia, just thinning out. And yeah, Pulverization taking 2 more prize cards, and Zach is going to promote the Comfy so they can start Flower Selecting here. They have 5 in hand, potentially 6 with the Flower Selecting. Going for the Mesa Goza, hits the tails. Can't quite get there on that one. Another Goodra hitting the bench, which is just a boss's orders away from getting punished, but Zach does have the Roxanne to potentially initiate the comeback here. We do see a attachment for turn on to the Comfy here, being able to retreat since Beach Court was removed. There is the Cramorant with a Choice Belt. What a powerful bird it is, being able to do 140 damage, taking the KO on the Duraludon. does Wes have boss's orders to seal this game up on that Goodra V? They're double checking everything here. Gift energy, gonna draw a couple cards potentially here. Easy fix in that game state. And yeah, they are just gonna go ahead and still promote the Lugia. They have access to boss and some energies. Oh, there is boss and Luminion in the deck already. They just need to be able to get energy on to the Lugia, permitting that is left in the deck with the Primal Turbos. Heads on the Mesa Goza. Double checking to see what's in here. Getting a Tyranitar. Double checking the deck here. Not using the Primal Turbos just yet. Deciding to bench down the Tyranitar. And double Urn of Vitality, shuffling all three of those single strike energy back into the deck. I think he's just saying, hey, the writing's on the wall. Primal Turbo, all of those down, and the fourth single strike energy. Boss's orders attached to the active retreat, and Wes takes the game over Zach with the Lugia single strike deck. That Duraludon was an absolute monster in this matchup. So congrats to Wes moving on 2-0 after round 2.